to that positional data, and that'll become apparent as we move forward. So just go ahead and go Layer, New, Light. Click OK to that, and that light, what we want that light to do, if I just go to a top view, we want that light to basically be as close to that sky layer as we can, and we can do that by just bringing up the position of the sky layer. Just hit P, take that Z number and Control C. So we're just copying the Z number, and then in the light we hit P and we're going to paste that number in, and what that does is puts the light right back here on the on that plane, and that's exactly what we want. Now if we go back to our camera view, and I'll just zoom in to fit here, you'll notice everything's black in the scene, and that's because the light is trying to light the layers, given that they're 3D layers, and the light is way off in the background there, so it's not actually lighting the surface of these layers. Now we don't want the light to light the layers, so if we select all of the layers, then any one of them, with them all selected, we just toggle down and go into the material options and switch off accepts lights. Just switch that to off, and everything pops back onto the screen, and then we can wind the arrows back up, and as long as they're all selected, that affect the change you just made will basically affect all of the layers. So that light is now not affecting any of the surfaces in the scene, which is what we want. Now with the light, what we want to do is line it up. Now we know that in Z depth it's exactly where it needs to be. So what we're going to do now is drag it across. I might just switch to a lower resolution here for now. I'm just going to drag that light across and line it up with our sun, which is right on the horizon there. I'll come in a little bit. Now we don't want the light to be we don't want the light to be too close to the horizon, because of some of the effects we're going to use. We don't want it to drop with our camera movement. We don't want it to drop below the horizon, so just above the horizon there is fine. So we'll come back out now, so our light is in place. Okay, now before we move on to the camera animation, I think it's a little bit easier to do some of these lighting effects before we do our camera movement. And the first lighting effect I want to do is I want to put a little bit of light rays sort of coming from the ridge line of that